You mentioned this very emotional conversation with Kaylin.
Yeah, so I will say this on a serious note with Kaylin, is that she brings out a story, a personal story, that is one of the most emotional, kind of revealing conversations we've ever had on the show. We were all very much taken aback, and so was Colton, and then that kind of prompts things in Colton's life. And so it really was something kind of different. It was very different. And you know, I often joke and I'm like, oh, it's the most dramatic thing ever. And I don't want to do that because it really does a disservice to what this conversation is about. And kudos to both of them for her speaking about it, Colton receiving it the right way, and then having the conversation that he did. It's very memorable and something that's going to change kind of the course of this entire show.
Does it prompt a reveal from Colton?
I think it does. I think just the conversation that's had is on both of their parts is unbelievably vulnerable, open, revealing, and I think one kind of beget the other for sure. Kaylin kind of started it with something that she let go, and then I think Colton felt comfortable, and I think he felt like he owed her certain things in that space because she had just revealed so much personally.
Would you say this conversation is something we have never seen before on the show?
Yeah, and again, I hate to say stupid things like that because I do say stupid things like that a lot. And it's kind of joke, you know, tongue in cheek. And so I hate to say things like, oh, you've never seen this before, it's unlike anything. Because like, oh, okay, we've heard that before. But it really is a depth and emotion that we've never really faced before.
I also want to ask, because you have mentioned or called Colton's virginity a bit of a cocktail joke.
Yeah.
Should it not be a cocktail joke?
It should not. I mean, it should, but we got to get past that. Because, look, I don't need to be throwing stones in this glass house because, yes, we use it as a crutch. You've seen the poster art where he's in the 40-year-old virgin get up. And the great thing with Colton, he kind of reminds me of Sean. He has this great sense of humor about himself. So he's in on the joke. And as long as it's not mean-spirited, I'm fine with it. But I'm just ready to move on. And so, yes, night one, there's a lot of the women, Demi and some of the other girls that get out. They're going to make their little anecdotal jokes about it. And it's a bit of a joke. But we'll move on. And that's what I was eager to do, was move on and get to the meat of this. And why is Colton the man he is? How has he gotten to this point? And we'll get there. And I just want people to know that, trust us, we will get there.
Well, you had said that Colton's reason for being a virgin, because I've asked Colton about this before, you know, was it about marriage, religion? And you said his reason has to do with prior relationships and experiences. I just want to know how you reacted when you found out why he's a virgin.
To me, everything kind of fell into place, and it made a lot of sense to me. There was a religious aspect to it, and his faith had a lot to do with it, and it still does. It is something that's important to him, and it means a lot, as it should. But then there were other elements that I think, when you just say, oh, he's 26 and a virgin, you're like, what? Like, what? Like, he's an NFL athlete, he's, you know, not hard to look at. I don't understand. Something was missing. And so for me, I guess the best way to put it is it fell into place. Because until you know someone's whole story, it doesn't make sense.
Were you surprised when you found out all of the reasons?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I just had great admiration for the fact that he opened up the way he did. And I think for everybody, you'll be able to sit back and say the same thing I did of like, okay, all right. Now let's deal with this. And I think for me as the host, producer, friend, psychologist that I am, it allowed me in deeper and allowed me to do my job better and be a better friend, be a better confidant. But it was a story he needed to tell, and that's the thing. And people, you know, it'd be easy for me to kind of say what I need to say right now, but it's his story to tell, and it's his world to live in, and I wanted to help him. That's my job, and I felt like I couldn't fully help him until he would allow me in and allow all of us in, and he did.